Hey everyone, Soundwave884 comes to another Transformers review. In this review, I'm going to take a look at Transformers WFC Kingdom Tracks. Now, it's been a while since I've actually done a review. It's been my first review of July 2021. These things have been keeping me unmotivated and down in real life here. But I'm trying to do my reviews a little bit differently this time. I'm going to aim to keep it a little more short, compact, and be a little more hands-off. And I'd like for you to let me know down in the comments below if you prefer this way of reviewing the toy or my older way of actually reviewing these figures. So my first one and the new way is going to be Deluxe Class Tracks. And while you're here, don't forget to click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Click that little bell notification icon and leave a thumbs up while you're here. Oh, that will greatly help my channel. Let's get to the review. Alright, doing this one a little reverse. We're going to start out with Tracks' gorgeous, beautiful alt mode based on the G1 cartoon. This thing is a thing of beauty, in my opinion. Thank you, Hasbro, for actually making the hubcaps and stuff silver and not just black. He actually feels like a quality vehicle. Everything taps in pretty good except for the front leg panel pieces to the front of the car. One right there does not stay tapped in at all. The other one comes out very easily when you touch it. But he does compact very like G1-esque underneath the vehicle mode. And of course you can add his accessories in vehicle mode just by putting them on like this. Those are his double guns, and you add his black gun on top of it, or you can do it on the sides. You can see he has some of the peg holes on each side of the vehicle mode. You also can shove a blast effect right up his tailpipe. Oh! Reminds me a little bit of the Batmobile. Now let's do some comparisons in vehicle mode compared with Kingdom Tracks. Big old tank boy. I guess that comparison works. Maybe Tracks is a bit too big compared to that. There is Ironhide. Throw in some KBB Bumblebee, who is a little fat compared to these guys, and a little Kingdom or Selects hubcap. Now for transformation, I started this video off with him in vehicle mode just because he is very hard to actually get this last piece to tab in. This whole top half here is translucent plastic, and all of this is painted this blue. There's some tabs here, and you have to get this to tab into that. And it is, it's frightening in the fact that I feel like I might break this because I had to force pretty hard on it. And doing so, I don't know if it came like this or me trying to transform it did it, but I'm usually pretty gentle, which why it took me about 20 minutes to actually just feel the finally able to force that in. But I do have a crack in the windshield. You can kind of see it's very small right there. It comes right here, this piece is, comes and curves right around right there. So just be careful with your tracks when you're transforming it to vehicle mode. You don't, when you're applying the pressure, keep it here. Don't be pushing too much everywhere else, because you could end up maybe cracking something or breaking the top of the car. Alright, to get Tracks into his third mode, his flight mode, just pull up these wings, white wings, in the back of the car mode. Nice how they actually stay tabbed in. Next, you want to take his arms, and you want to bring them down, untab them. Then you want to bring them out to the sides. And then you're going to rotate his arms at the bicep swivel to get the front parts facing up. Then you can angle his wings back, pull his arms to the side, and as long as you got his weapons up there on top so he can blast the Decepticons while he's flying, you have him in his flight mode. Shame that it doesn't really tab well into any kind of flight stands. Now to get him transformed into robot mode from here, very much is a lot easier because you're already sort of there. Untab all the top part here from the front. Unhook that scary part from that part right there, the little tabs. Pull the top translucent piece up above the head. Split the legs, pull the feet up. Then you're going to finesse and finagle the legs around. First you gotta raise these green flaps. Green, I say green, gray flaps. Then you're going to bring the legs down and around, and you want to work it around until it looks like this. And you're going to tab the little white tab on his knee into the gray piece like that. Just do the same on the other leg. And then you also have the little tab here on the gray piece is going to sort of hook into the blue piece. Don't worry, it doesn't tab in very well and will come out repeatedly, and you'll be fixing this a lot when you're posing the figure. And this is how his legs should look in robot mode. Now we're going to take this piece here, and you're going to rotate it around his head to make sure you got clearance over his head so you're not smacking his head with it. You could scrape that beautiful white paint right off. Bring it around to the back, and now you're going to accordion in the front part of the windshield with that gray piece there. It helps you bring it down, and you can now fold it in on itself, and you're going to just push it down. Now there will be a gray tab left, as you can see there, as now you're going to go into his back. So now you're going to bring this down into a little spot right there where my thumb is, which is kind of blocking it. The first thing we're going to do is actually raise his chest up. As you can see, it's kind of pushed in. We want to get that chest with the Autobot logo pushed outwards as it collapses down for vehicle mode. So just go behind it and just push up. It's very simple here. Just push it up, and it will raise up, and you have that part done. Now you will take that backpack piece there with the gray tab. You can see the slot right there above the big gap, and we'll now fold that down and tab it in, get it snug, and then the backpack that he carries for his hiking trips is complete. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold out his hands. Very simple. And after you do that, you just want to turn him at the bicep swivel to get his hands facing correctly. Now this piece here, you can see his little spine. You're going to collapse that down, and his chest is going to come over the gray piece there and tab in as well. And you want it to look just like that. And you have Tracks in his beautiful, sexy, gorgeous robot mode. Now let's add his weapons. Got the gun. Now add the top piece to the top in his tailpipe. Woo! And there you go. And then, of course, it does support blast effects. So let's do a quick comparison here in robot mode with some other characters. Bring in Siege Mirage. We'll get an updated Kingdom version soon. Bring in Earthrise Wheeljack. He has been released in the same wave with Tracks in the Kingdom line. And here is the Netflix Deluxe Class Bumblebee. A look at that beautiful face. Tracks would be proud. Now, a big complaint people do give is at the feet, where you can kind of see through the gaps. It doesn't bother me as long as I'm not down there hovering at the feet, but the robot mode is sexy and gorgeous, and I actually like this figure more so than the Masterpiece Tracks, even though he does have a backpack. But overall, I just feel that this figure is just more indicative, or this looks more like a G1 Tracks than the Masterpiece figure did. Now, I don't like the red serial number on the leg. That is also very distracting. From the side view, he is kind of skinny, but still, I think it looks better than the Masterpiece. Does have quite the backpack, and you can notice the gaps at the feet a little more so there. Still poses very well. Mine doesn't have the wobbly and loose legs as some people's does, and I will show that off real quick. Here, he's actually balanced on one leg, kicking Weird Wolf, so he can do that. You can pose him, like I said, very good, and I'll show off how he's not really wobbly for me. Alright, to show off he's not really all that wobbly, I got mine, I mean, that's no more than what you're going to get with some figures. It's a little bit in the knees, but it's not bad at all. Stands perfectly fine. I got no problems. And he does have other little ports here, like for blast effects and stuff. Oh, got shot. Despite a few little QC problems, I still think this is probably one of my most favorite figures to be released so far in the War for Cybertron line. I think this Tracks is just beautifully done. Very gorgeous. He's always one of my favorite Transformer characters, so I might be a little biased here. But he does have some problems. I'm not overlooking those. The ankles, the serial number on his leg, and I would say that the tabs on the front panels of the vehicle, not here on his legs, don't tab in good enough. It should have been done a little bit better. But that face, mwah. Well, this has been Kingdom Tracks in 10 minutes or less review. And until the next ones, peace out.